Hi everybody, it's Dragana from Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you my latest project. I had so much fun creating these faux specimen cards, and the reason I'm saying they're faux is because these leaves are not real. They are printables. These ones as well. But don't they look real? I tried so hard to make them look believable, and I actually fooled my husband. He thought they were real. So I guess mission accomplished. And they are not real leaves, they are printables. And I want to show you how I made those, but before I do that, I'll just quickly show you what's in this digital kit that I used to create all of these. And also, yeah, I created these little dangles with these ones. I think they're just adorable. I had so much fun. Oh my god, I just want to keep making these, but I better show you the digital. So this is the page with these swatches. Okay, that's that one. You can either cut both or just cut one, and that's how you end up with two different ones. But I'll show you later on how to actually make those. Okay, this is the page with those swatches that have a pocket. Okay, they have a pocket over here. You can make them like this at the back or just like that. All right, that's those two. Now these are the leaves that I used in all these specimens. All right, there's 10 different ones. I've done my research. I tried to find the correct scientific name and a common English name for all of these, so I hope they're correct. If I made a mistake, I'm not a botanist, so but you'd have to please forgive me. But this is for journals, and I've done my best to actually get the names right. Okay, so these are the same leaves as here, but reduced in size so that you can make those little dangles like this. Okay, and then there's an extra page of just various leaves that are not here, but just one-sided. All right, and I collected all of these leaves in my backyard and around the house, scanned them in with these ones. I scanned them front and back. It was a lot of work making it all be as realistic as possible, and the result was so good that I don't care that I spent too much time on it. I enjoyed myself, really, and I loved the result. All right, so I also included a page with just labels. And these smaller labels have like random dates here and random numbers, but these bigger labels have the Latin and common English names for these 10 leaves that I've shown you here. For these ones, all right, but not for these ones, just those that are actually reversible. All right, and I also included some pages that were actually my eco prints, like this one. I love it, and that one as well, and this one. They're like background pages, can be used as pages or to create other ephemera with them. And then there's this one with the scanned book page. That's an old German book that I got from a flea market last year, and I've been using a lot of these, so I scanned in a couple of pages and I placed them on top of my own deco print, this one I think, to create this background. And I used it, as you can see here, behind these leaves. Okay, so there are the 11 pages that are in this kit. It's called Faux Specimen Cards Collection Kit. And now I want to show you how to make all of these goodies. I'll just clean up a little bit. I'll just push this a little bit away like that, just to have a bit of more space. Hold on. I have here 2 of the pages with the swatches. As you can see, this one is with a pocket, this one is without a pocket. And with both of them, you have an option of creating them with either full window or just one-sided window. I don't know how to explain, but this is like the full window. You cut the opening on both sides and you insert a laminated leaf like that, or you just cut a window on one side, add a bit of a book page or one of the pages from the kit, and then you glue the leaf and then you put cellophane or acetate on top. Okay, and the same is for these ones. I think, yeah, you either do a full window or just on one side. So there's like 4 different ways you can do it: with the pocket or without the pocket, with the full window, and with just window on one side. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to make these. And I'm not going to cut now in front of the camera. I have cut them out, and I first want to show you how to create them with a full window like that. I had cut one of each, just roughly. With this one, I didn't cut the bottom bit. I don't mind it staying there. It's not going to be visible, because when we make this pocket, that white bit is going to be there, and it's just making the card a bit stronger, so I don't cut it. Just leave it. And I don't cut these notches here. I'll do that in the end. Okay, so we are making the clear both sides window on these swatches or specimen cards. So once I cut it, what I do is just fold here along this line, just like that. I try to be as exact as I can, but if I'm not, that's all right, because later on we will trim it anyway. And while I'm folding and cutting, I'll just turn my laminator on. It might produce a bit of a buzzing sound, so I apologize, but it takes a while for it to heat up, so I'll just turn it on. Okay, now with this one as well, I'll just fold it here. Like so. Okay. And the way I designed this is to just reduce the waste as much as possible. This is going to be the window, and maybe this is confusing that it has the notes here, but since we're printing it, and otherwise that piece of paper will just stay blank, I decided to put these notes, and we're going to cut it out and we will use them like that. You know, back them up with this and make little like a genuine spots. I think they're cute, and you know, no waste. Okay, so we first fold them and then we cut both of them. That's if we want to have the window all the way. And this is how I cut. I fold and I use the knife, place it on the line and just gently cut. I go over twice just in case. I think this will be difficult to cut with a knife, with scissors, sorry. In any way, if you do it with scissors, you will probably end up destroying this. So I find that it works best with just a knife. And a metal ruler, of course. All right, let's see. I did a good job. Okay, so now you see, if I didn't go all the way to the corner, I just fix it here as well. That's better. So I keep these, you know, I glue them together around the corners and create little cards like that. Or you can even glue it somewhere and use a stamp on it or whatever. But no need to waste it. All right, so we have one of them ready. Let's cut the other one. So it's the same thing. We fold first and then we cut. Let me make sure we fold properly. So we made the openings on both of them. Now we have to prepare the faux specimens. Okay, I have these laminating pouches. They come like this. They're the size a little bit bigger than the business card, and I love them because they're perfect for specimen cards, and it's quite cheap. You get 100 pieces. I think this is like $1.50 or something like that. It's really affordable, but they don't always have them, and every time I see them I get at least 1 or 2 packets, so I prefer to use them. But if you have bigger sheets of laminating paper like A4 or letter, whatever, just use that and then cut it to size. This is just something that I would recommend, you know, it's much easier to work with. All right, okay, and now we have them ready. We have 2 of them, and I picked 2 of the leaves, and you see that's the back, that's the front, and I want to show you now how I've done this. I used one of these pages, and this is how you get them to be you know, perfectly aligned on both sides. Okay, there is a line on the printable, and you basically fold along that line like this. Just follow the line and fold. Okay, and then you get your glue stick, whatever glue you want to use. I use just glue stick for this, and you just glue. Make sure that the leaves are covered with the glue. You don't have to go all the way to the edge because it's just white paper, but you can, of course. And I think I've shown you this in one of my videos from last year when I've done specimen cards with altered playing cards, and in that video instead of the leaves I used butterflies. It's this image, and this is a free digital on my website. You're welcome to go and download it, and I will leave the link to that other video as well in case you want to see how I made those cards. In that video I also show you how to create specimen cards with real plants, with butterflies, the printable butterflies, and with laminating pouches and with acetate. Okay, so now I just cut like that, and it's, you know, you cut both sides, and I keep these. This is just like for me to help me identifying the plants, but also as you can see here I use these I cut out a little labels and I use them. So if this is avocado leaf, there it is here, and that's an avocado leaf. I mean the numbers are random, but the names of the plants are not random. They're actual what they called, you know. So I don't even waste that. I use that, you know, when I create these. All right, okay, so that's how you get those leaves to be printed on both sides and to be the front and the back. As you can see, they're not the same. That's the back of the leaf, that's the front of the leaf. Okay, but I managed to get them to be able to cut them and, you know, use them as you would a real leaf. So now what I do is just fussy cut them. And if I've done a good job, it should be alright on this side, and it is. If it's not, you can always fix it. Cut in a little bit more by a millimeter or so until you get it to be without the white space around. Okay, as you can see, I have a little bit of white showing here. So what I'll do, I'll just go in again from this side. And just cut that off. Okay, so that's good. Let's do the other one now. That one's perfect. I'll put this on the side and we'll just work with this one. And so now what I like to do is just ink around. You can ink with black or with brown, but I have a bit of green ink, pine needles it's called, and I just like to add a little bit of that green ink all around, just where the white edge is. It's all just to cover that white, and it just frames everything nicely. It looks even more realistic. And I just want to mention that when I printed these, I printed on high quality, and I printed I think leaves on 100 GSM paper, which is a little bit thicker than the ordinary copy paper, and the swatches are printed at 160 GSM. You can certainly go higher than that, like 200 or something, but I wouldn't recommend going any less because then they would be really flimsy. Alright, so now what I do is just take this pouch and I place this Faux Specimen the one, just like that. Okay, now let's laminate. Okay, it's showing me that it's ready. So you put it in, not this way, but this way where you have the sealed edge. And just feed it gently until it grabs it. And you wait until it comes on the other side. This is so exciting. I love doing this with real plants, but it looks so good with these ones as well. And now I know they're not gonna go bad, you know, with real leaves. Sometimes they change color, they go brownish, they're not as bright. Okay, I can turn this off now. Don't they look so believable? Look, the front and the back. I love it. Okay, so that part of the job is done. Now with this one, we need to, before we attach this here, we need to ink these white areas. And I'll just use this black ink and this makeup sponge, and I'll just go like this, and I'll use this part to ink in the corners like that. Just want to get that area as well, and the rest can be with this. We'll need that again later, but for now we are set. Okay, now we open these up like that. We take our specimens. I think this one would look good here. And this one, does it fit? Yeah, just about. This one is a bit too big, so I'll just trim it off a little bit. Just the top and a little bit the bottom, because this is more like a square opening. And I like to use just a little bit of like masking tape, any tape, or some washi tape. If you have one that you're not using, you don't like the color, like I have this yellow one, I doubt that I will use it ever. And I just like to secure this with this. And make sure you turn the front. I think that's the front of the leaf. That's the back. Yeah. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay, and I want to put a little bit on the sides as well. Just use the straight edge. Here. Okay, great. Now let's secure this one as well. Great. Now let's get some glue. And now I just cover with glue. I don't go too close to the opening because I don't want any of the glue to leak onto the laminated part. See here that I've put this yellow bit over the opening. I didn't notice it before. Now I have to fix that. Just to go a bit higher. It's hard doing this sitting down, I must say. Okay. I think the laminating part is still hot, and it just, kind of doesn't want to sit straight, but it will relax. Okay, let's do this one. I'll just check if the yellow bit is within the inside. Yes, it's good. Okay. I want to add some here. Okay, again, just press down. That looks good already, doesn't it? Nice. Okay. Now we can trim that off. And if you have any of the white showing, like here, what I do, I just trim it with a knife like this. Even here, it's showing a little bit of this on this side. And down the bottom. Okay, so now I just ink all the way around. And I just use this punch, to create a hole. Okay, so now I let it dry, and later on I can do the stitching around if I decide to, or just leave as is. I think with these ones I just left it without stitching. Okay, that one's done. Now let's do the one with the pockets. Alright, now we have this part, which is the pocket. Again, just fold along this line like that. And now this is optional. You can cut these off and just glue that down. But I like to, you know, since it's there, I like to use it because it creates a full size pocket. So I'll just fold in. Like that. Now before you glue it down, just check if there's any white showing, because once you glue that down, you won't be able to cut this without destroying the pocket. So if anything needs to be trimmed off, just do it before you actually glue it down. Like here I can see a little bit of white showing. Don't know if you can see it, but I can. So I'm just going to get that off. And here as well, I can see a little bit down the bottom. Okay, so now I can glue this down. So all I need to do is put a bit of glue here and here. And just it's done. Now let's just trim this off. Make a hole, and it's done. It's finished. And what I did in the other ones here, I cut out one of the labels. I think, yeah, this is avocado leaf and this is rose leaf, and that label is on this page, rose and avocado rose. Cut them out, put a little hole, use some twine like that, and just put through all together. Like that, and this one as well. to make it pretty. Okay. Now I cut out some of the numbers from here. Let's just use the first one. Let's have this one. And we have date collected. I'll just pick a date from this strip here. Let's have this 8th of October 88. So this could be 1988 or 1888. Oh, these are just imaginary dates. Okay, let's ink them up a little bit. You can have it like straight or a little bit on the angle, whatever you think would look good or believable. You can also write with a pencil or a pen. You don't have to glue these, but I like to glue them since they just look more believable then. Okay, do we have anything on the back? Just check. No, I didn't write anything because that was there, but we can write something. This one. Oh, we had a date at the back. All right, let's have another date. Okay, so that was easy, wasn't it? I really loved it. And this is what we left with, the pieces that we cut out. So what I like to do with those is glue them together. Okay, and now I like to trim it off a little bit. I don't know. They do seem like a good fit, but I want to get rid of this black. I used one of my eco prints for the background of these swatches, the one with leaves that I've done in one of the recent videos. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below. That was a lot of fun. I think they look just cute, really cute. Okay, and we can also write here or just leave plain. In case you want to make some of these cards but you don't have a laminator, you have perhaps some packaging like acetate or cellophane. Like I have this. I think my scrapbooking paper came in this cellophane packaging. It's quite firm. So I'll show you what you can do and still make them look really believable and pretty with this. For example, like those ones. Like they're not fully see-through on the other side, but I think they look just as good. Look, when you compare those two, I almost like these better. All right, and for these ones I used this packaging. Okay, so if you want to make them like this, you cut them slightly different. So again, we take 2 swatches, only this time we cut, we can fold them now. It's easier to fold them when they're whole. Fold them, but then we open them up immediately. Okay, here as well. And then we open them up. Okay. Remember how the first time when we were making, we would fold and cut through both layers to get the exact hole on this side. Now this time we open them up and we just cut here where it says notes. Now we have this, and we don't want this white at the back, at least I don't want it. So I've printed one of the background pages, this one. You can use any book page you have, and you can also use other, you can just check what looks good. Say that. I just like it with the book page. So I cut out a piece that should be enough, like that, and this one here, like that. I'll just mark myself where it needs to go. Okay. Just put a little mark. So now I just cover this with a glue stick. Make sure the writing is the right way up. You don't want it upside down. That looks good. Now let's do this one as well. With the leaves, instead of folding them and cutting them, we only cut the front. I mean, you can cut the back as well, but there's no need to fold. So you see, you just cut this part, the front bit, no need to fold it and glue it and then cut it. You just cut one of these straight away. And we should probably ink them up a little bit. I cut these earlier, so you don't have to watch me cut, but I didn't ink them. I keep this down just so I know where to place this leaf. Like so. Same with this one. Okay, now before we continue, we need to ink the inside. Okay, so now we have that ready. Now we get a piece of that cellophane or acetate. As you can see, this is also from a scrapbooking paper pack, And we put that onto this side. Let's just see. We have enough. Yeah, we have too much. So I'll need to cut this off a little bit. Probably about there. And also a little bit here. Yeah, just have enough to go over, you know. Here as well, I need to cut off this bit. And just a little bit on the side. Okay, now grab your glue. You can also use tape for this part, but I just like to use the glue for this. Just around the opening. And then place this over it. Now, push away from the opening because you don't want the glue to seep. And you can see the glue. So just push it out like that. And that way you won't get any seepage on this side. Okay, let's do the same here. Again, push the glue towards the outside. Perfect. Now, again, you put the glue all around the outer, and also again here, not all the way to the edge. There is no need. And just close it. Done. Doesn't it look believable? Okay. Let's do the same here. I love how those look. Really good. Make sure the edges are nice. Okay. Now again, we fold this in. Just following the line. And the same applies as before. If you have white bits showing, cut them off before you glue the pockets. What did we have here? We also had the date and the numbers. Like, I think I had them cut. I pre-cut these. Should be one more. not, we'll just cut it. Specimen number. Let's have this number. I did put this one through the sewing machine. Okay, I think I put this on the back. Oh yeah, that's right. So we have these bits that we cut off from the front, and now we're going to glue them on the back. We can glue them like that. We'll just ink them up a little bit. Let's just do this. I already have a bit of a dark edge, but this way it will stand out a bit more. Okay. And I think, yeah, I placed the date on the top, so let's get a random date. Place it on an angle. For the fun of it, and I've used that name of the plant from that page down the bottom. So here we have, what is this? Yeah, it's sweet mock orange. Okay, we use that one. Just make it smaller. Okay, now I prepared one of these eyelets to put in here, but I won't set it yet because I'll have trouble using my sewing machine then. It will just get caught into this, so I will do that later. But this one only needs to be stitched around at this and at the tag. Oh, sorry, the ribbon. Okay, now with this one, what do we have here? We have rose. Here it is, rose. How did we put the scientific name and the common name? So I'll just cut those two in half. And now for the location, should I just put Sarajevo? Put whatever you like, and we'll leave it blank for now. Okay, so that is done. I can probably set the eyelet on this one. I'm just using this cheap thing. It's very useful. Okay, there it is, and the ribbon. I like to cut these. another one done. And then this one just needs stitching, which I'll just do quickly and I'll be back. Okay, quick. And let's put the eyelet as well. My craft room is so messy at the moment that I feel lost in it. I lose things in plain sight. I suppose it's a creative mess. Okay, that one's done too. Now I have them all. Great. Now I want to show you how to make one of these using the same kit. As you can see here, I've done some that are just with paper, the leaves I mean, and these are laminated and then cut out. And to create these I used the page from the kit that looks like this. So you have 10 of these leaves both sides, but they're 75% smaller than these ones, but they're the same leaves, you know. This is what I mean. You see these here, they're just smaller. And you do the same, you fold, glue, and then cut both of them. And I have one prepared. This is just the paper, and this is the paper that's been laminated already. I just put it through the laminator to create that effect. Okay, and I cut out 2 of the labels, and I think this is the chestnut and this is the common dogwood. All right, and I have 2 of these leaves charms and 2 of these ball pins. And I just use, this is like the cloth that I use when I make handmade paper, but because I used some flower petals lately, it just turned yellow. So I just cut a strip like that. Let's cut another one. And I cut a strip of this. This is also from, I don't know, from what, some piece of fabric. And I like to use this gray bit just a little bit bigger than the white bit. Alright. This is so easy to make. And I just lay them like that. I don't put them straight, just a little bit like this. Just so they're a bit, you know, wonky. And on these labels, I make a little tiny hole like that, and on the leaf as well. Just trying to figure out just the top. Okay, like that. And this one as well, I layer them like that. Again, I make a little hole. I printed these labels on a 300 GSM cardstock and then printed on both sides. I used the page with the labels on one side, and I used just one of the plain backgrounds on the other. Now with this one, I just like cut roughly. I don't cut all the way to the paper because I don't want it to open up. Just follow the outline approximately like that. Okay, and then I just make a hole here. Okay. All right, so now I just grab this and I start with a charm, then a leaf, then a label, and then these 2. And it's done. same here. Start with charm, leaf, label, and fabric. Okay, now I have all 10 of them. Let's see what we've created with this. I love these. Just love to see them all like that. I will leave the link to this digital kit in the description box below in case you'd like to try and make some. And I'm sure there are other ways to use this kit. You know, you could even glue the other side of that leaf on the back. I haven't done it. I haven't tried that way, but it can be done. And also these swatches can be used as templates to create these specimens with the different paper. It doesn't have to be this, but could be in different colors or some papers that you have. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun watching me create. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.